I've compiled 20 Rocket League tips and tricks and put them all in this video. These tips scale from beginner to advanced. If you think there are some tips and tricks I've missed in this video, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Anyway, let's begin. Tip number 1, master your car control. To practice your car control, you can hop into Freeplay and practice moving around as fast as you can. Make sure you are comfortable with jumping off walls and landing with all 4 wheels on the ground. After you are comfortable with ground car control, you can then transition onto aerial car control. For console users, you can use the Pillars map to go in loops, and for PC players, you can use the Lethamir's Rings maps or any other Rings map you prefer. Tip number 2. To increase your speed and momentum, use the Powerslide technique by holding the drift button when landing. This will improve your recoveries and allow you to get in the correct position faster. Tip number 3. Perfect your timing for boost pickups. As you play more and more, you will develop an internal memory clock for boost spawn times. This allows you to know when a boost will spawn without specifically paying direct attention to it. Also, memorize the spawn locations to maintain high boost levels throughout the game. When rotating to defense, follow this path instead of going to a large boost pad. This path will allow you to stay in the game and avoid being caught out by a quick counter. Tip number 4. Utilize the half flip mechanic to quickly turn around and face the right direction. It's an effective recovery move and can be perfected very quickly. To perform this mechanic, do a backflip cancel by pushing your left stick up during the middle of a backflip, and then use air roll left or right to land. Tip number 5. Always keep an eye on your opponent's movements. You can do this by remaining on ball cam when rotating. This will help you avoid quick counterattacks by your opponents. Over time, you will learn to drive around the map and pick up boost without looking at it. Tip number 6. Don't underestimate the power shot. Try to perfect power shots using Freeplay or training packs. If you master the power shot, it can rank you up to the champion ranks easily. At the lower levels, players often have poor defense. You can exploit this by perfecting your shooting. Tip number 7. Learn how to flick. Flicks are one of the most important things you can learn, especially at the lower ranks. They can be useful in a number of ways. You can flick the ball over an opponent in the midfield to start an attack, or they can provide you with a powerful, unpredictable shot if done correctly. Tip number 8. Rotate to defense correctly. When your opponents are counterattacking, make sure to rotate to the back post of the goal. This allows you to have a better chance of saving the shot, as it's easier to boost forwards than turn around and boost backwards. Tip number 9. Boost management is key. Don't waste your boost unnecessarily. Save it for crucial moments or when you need to make a fast break. You also need to be aware of your boost when attacking. Make sure you have enough not only to attack effectively, but to rotate back to defense. Tip number 10. Master the fast aerial. The fast aerial allows you to gain a large advantage on other players in the lower ranks. It can be tricky to master at first, but with repetition, it can be done within a day or two. Begin with a single jump by pressing the jump button. Simultaneously, tilt your car backward by pulling the left analog stick down. Let go of the analog stick and perform a second jump. You need to perform all of these actions while boosting. Tip number 11. Experiment with different camera settings to find the one that suits your playstyle. It can greatly enhance your awareness on the field. I would recommend these settings as a starting point for you, but you can make adjustments to suit you. Also make sure to turn camera shake off. Tip number 12. Freeplay is a valuable resource for beginners in Rocket League due to several reasons. It provides an open and pressure-free environment to practice basic mechanics such as ball control, aerial maneuvers, and dribbling. It also allows beginners to explore and experiment with car control, boosting confidence and improving overall coordination. Tip number 13. Freestyle, but only a small amount. While freestyling is fun and can help you improve your car control and mechanics faster, at the lower ranks you don't need to know how to flip reset past your opponents. Really, it all depends on what your goal is for Rocket League. If you just want to have fun and mess around, then of course go for some crazy shots. But if you want to rank up as fast as possible, you're better off practicing the fundamentals such as shooting, flicking, and recoveries. Tip number 14. Stop worrying about your rank. As you play more and more, you will improve naturally. You will build muscle memory without even realizing. Eventually, you will be able to hard carry yourself up the ranks. Tip number 15. Master the art of shadow defense. By staying close to your opponents and mirroring their movements, you can apply pressure and disrupt their plays effectively and save their shots more easily. Tip number 16. Experiment with different car bodies and hitboxes to find the one that suits your playstyle. Each car has unique characteristics that can affect your control and performance. While most pros use the Octane hitbox, which applies to the Fennec and Octane and a few other cars, some players have reached the top ranks by using any car. The pro player Flakes is a great example of this. He has shown in his videos that you can achieve the highest ranks using any random car. So really, it's all down to what you prefer. Tip number 17. Stop flipping all the time. If you're constantly flipping around and getting caught out, try to be more mindful of your flips and timing. Instead of spamming flips, focus on deliberate and purposeful actions. Reserve your flips for specific situations where they will be most effective, such as rotating. In the lower ranks, it can be useful to flip when rotating back to your side of the field. This shows your teammate that it's their turn to attack. Tip number 18. Do this training pack. If you practice this training pack for about 20 minutes a day, I guarantee that your shooting will improve. Try to tell yourself where you want the ball to go before you take the shot and hit the ball as hard as you can. Tip number 19. Stop hesitating. One of the worst mistakes new players make in Rocket League is hesitating on what they want to do. Go with your gut and stick to your first decision. Over time, you will learn when to stop overcommitting as well. Tip number 20. Play 1v1. Most people don't like 1v1 because you can get scored on quite a lot, but 1v1 shows you where your mistakes are. It lets you have more time on the ball to improve your mechanics and ball control. It's also the fastest way to improve your rank out of all the game modes. Well, that does it. These are all the tips you need to reach Grand Champion in Rocket League. But remember to have fun. Rocket League is all about enjoying the game and the thrill of competition. So keep practicing, keep improving, and never forget to enjoy the ride. Don't forget to like if you found this video helpful and subscribe for more content.